Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Innovation Podcast, your source for all things innovation. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, so today I have Chris Roebuck on the line, and he's the founder and CEO over at Clicktivated. Chris, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Adam. Good to be here.
So I'm excited to get into today's topic, how Click-to-Buy will change the online shopping landscape. It's a hot topic that's out there, but before we get into that, I want to get a little bit more background on what you're doing over at Clicktivated. Tell us a little bit more about your company, please.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're doing is we've developed a really amazing piece of technology that is finally and effectively blending the worlds between video and commerce. So what specifically does that mean? That means that we're now giving viewers and consumers of online video the direct ability and unique ability to now physically click or touch any individual product of interest to them inside video as they're watching. So let's just say you're watching a video online and this shirt catches your eye, for example. You can now physically click on that shirt. We, in a very non-intrusive and clean manner, will categorize all that information on the right side of the video, and the video allows the video to continue playing, I should say, and then at any point in time, you can click on one of those bookmarks, and then we'll take you directly out to that individual and specific product to buy on that individual brand or retailer's website.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. So what you're doing is you're allowing somebody to make that purchase pretty quickly and effectively. You're not interrupting their video experience. And, I mean, realistically, you're providing more value. So nobody wants to have to write that down or, oh, what's that? Or what did I see in that video and start matching it up? They just want to click a button and go get what they want to get. Does that sound right?
Yeah, no, it's in today's landscape, it's all about offering that consumer really quick, simple, easy access to products and information. And video is still the last form of mass media that had no way to physically interact and engage. So we're now finally giving those consumers the ability to click and buy and learn more about individual products as they watch. And then on the flip side, we're creating new opportunities for brands and retailers to communicate more effectively and reach their audience in a way they've never been able to before. So it's really a win-win for both sides, and like I mentioned earlier, in a very clean, non-intrusive manner that doesn't interfere with the consumer's experience, and it allows the brand the ability to stay on brand, if you will, by not having to put any really intrusive hotspots or markers or buttons on top of the content itself.
Man, that's awesome. And speaking of brands, what kind of brands have you worked with? Because it sounds to me like, I mean, who wouldn't want to sell their product in this manner? What kind of brands have you worked with?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we've been fortunate. We've been able to work with some really large, notable retailers all the way down to, smaller, more unique brands along the way. Those retailers range from the Macy's of the world, the Kohl's of the world, the Targets of the world, down to, the J brands, Tommy Hilfiger, and a lot of other really unique brands that are looking to. Well, what they're looking to do is they understand that their consumer has changed so much over the last few years specifically, and they need to allow them to get to that information as quickly as possible, knowing that the traditional form of video marketing right now still relies on that consumer to go find those products, as you mentioned earlier. So if you see something, it's becoming a bigger and bigger ask to just rely on that consumer to say, oh, okay, I'm going to remember that pair of shoes, that handbag, and that coat I saw, and then have to go find it all on my own. I mean, they recognize that is becoming a bigger and bigger ask as consumers have changed and evolved and their attention spans are shrinking. If you can't touch them right at the point of interest, then it's a lose-lose for all parties involved.
Oh, for sure. I mean, come on, we're down to 15-second videos with TikTok, and that's what everybody wants now. Are you kidding me? They're really going to sit there and write it and this and that? They're not going to do that. They're going to go back to their TikTok video and zero sale made for you.
Yep.
Chris, what do you think this does to changing the online shopping landscape long term? I mean, where do you see that going?
We think this really changes the game. Video has quickly become the go-to form of marketing for almost any type of category you could think of. And the fact that now we're bringing the ability to directly shop within those videos, it's changing the game, as I mentioned, because now we're giving the ability to now physically shop through the videos. We're allowing those brands to monetize the individual products in the video. And ultimately, we're helping creating a better connection between the consumer and the brand, which everything we look at has got to be looked at from a consumer-first mindset. We've seen a lot of other companies out there that have really focused more on the brand. But if the consumer is turned off by the user experience, if they find it to be annoying, if they find it to be intrusive, and if you're just pushing them too hard and too much information on them, it really creates the opposite effect, which forces them away from the content rather than pulls them in, keeps them engaged, gets them shopping, and really helps develop that stronger brand affinity.
Man, that's awesome. And so for the people listening, I mean, because some people are listening and they're like, wait a minute, I can now add my product to this, to video. I can sell, they have a whole nother open channel to really connect with their consumers. What are the right types of clients or companies or brands that are right for your company? Is it only big enterprises like a Tommy Hilfiger, or like what's the right type of person that's listening to this to contact you?
It's really anybody that's using video, whether they're looking to sell products, whether they're trying to create an experience to more effectively engage with their audience, to educate and inform them. Just anybody that's really looking to be innovative, that understands that their consumers have changed and they need to keep up with them. That's the type of customer that we've really had and seen a lot of success with. And kind of the cool part about what we're doing and the enormity of the market is there are so many opportunities out there to help the market just create a better overall user experience and more impact, more engagement, more sales, more education. There's a lot of different ways to go. So if you're creating video out there and you're trying to do anything with it to draw on your viewer or your consumer, we'd be more than happy to chat.
Man, that's awesome. Well, let's see. So what is the best way for somebody to reach out?
So the best way to reach out is to send us an email at info@clicktivated.com. And then from there, one of our amazing team members will get back as soon as possible to discuss kind of what you're looking to do, discuss some options, and see how we potentially can help.
Final question: plans for Clicktivated for 2020? What's on the agenda?
Oh boy, we have quite a few plans this year, and at the core, it's all about speed, simplicity, and distribution expansion. So we want to make it easier for our clients to activate content. We want to make it more automated so it's quicker for them to get that content from the stage where they're uploading it to ultimately distribution. And then, we're always focused, like I mentioned earlier, on that consumer experience, or what we can do to continue to optimize it to make sure that the experience is focused based on what the consumers are telling us, the feedback we're seeing, and just keeping up with consumer trends and knowing that keep it simple. You give them the control to click on only the items of interest to them. It helps them break through that clutter, and it really helps. It allows them to not see it as necessarily being sold to. It allows them to be part of the conversation. So continuing to evolve that. But automated recognition is a big key for us this year, and we're excited to be rolling that platform out. We will be the first technology to be rolling that platform out at some point here in 2020.
Man, that's exciting. Well, hey, Chris, I could talk to you about this all day long. I think it's really interesting and really of value what you're doing for both brands and consumers. But we're about out of time for today. So that being said, really appreciate you coming on the show. And to the audience, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. Hope you had fun listening. If you did, don't forget, subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review. If you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Innovation, then definitely give us a subscribe there and leave us some comments in the video section. Love to hear what's going on and what you're working on over there in innovation. And Chris, thanks again for coming on the show.